Hi everybody, I'm back again today. I'm gonna do my makeup with y'all. Last night was so fun trying my little my purples, and so today I'm probably gonna go back to my warm browns because of my outfit that I'm wearing. But Trent and I are about to go to lunch at a new place we haven't been to yet that is got like a nice outdoor area. So this is my big opportunity to get ready for the week. I'm not really gonna work out of one palette because my stuff's a little scattered right now, but you guys know the drill. I guess most of my face colors are right here, so that is great. So let me go ahead and do my color correcting under my brows, not my brows. These are my eyes, not my eyebrows. And hey, Barbara. And so this is Amber, and I said last night, if you caught my live, that, you really just don't feel like you have to get stuck in doing the same thing. This is me preaching to the choir, but try different things, especially as your skin gets lighter as we head into winter. It's kind of crazy to think. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like before, with my old makeup, hi Bonnie, I just use the same color all year round, which really makes no sense because, truthfully, I get pretty tan in the summer, but I'm like pretty fair, I guess. Fair to medium. I don't know, like pretty freaking fair right now. So it's wild to think that whatever I was wearing now is what I was wearing in July before. Craziness. So I'm just taking my main highlight color first, and I kind of like to show you guys different orders of the way you do this, because you don't have to do it contour first just because I'm do it that way. There's tons of different ways you can do it. The order doesn't matter. Just figure out which way works best for you. So like last night I did my contour first. Right now I'm doing my highlight first, my main highlight, and I'm kind of getting that on probably the majority of my face, but I haven't really done this area and I haven't done around my hairline. Okay, so now that I have done that, I'll even go ahead and switch to, I'll go ahead and do my brightener. And I do kind of like showing y'all this every now and then because I think it is a really good, I don't know, I think it just kind of shows you the importance of the contouring, because if you don't contour and you just do your highlight colors, which of course is fine if that's what you want to do, but you can kind of see how you just kind of can look a little ghostly and like you don't really have a ton of life if you don't contour, because we're covering our face with this, and I think that would be the case even if you were more tan or darker skinned than I am. But the contour really just adds dimension back. So like right now I just feel very flat. It's good coverage, right? The coverage is amazing, and I haven't put any blush on. But just watch how I just think it really comes alive when you start adding the contour. So I can use either of these brushes. So this is Buffy and this is the blend brush. And actually this is a really great combination of brushes because this one is gonna give you a good bit of coverage compared to this one is super light coverage. So I love to use the Buffy brush if I know I'm gonna be out for, the better part of the day or whatever, or if I'm doing just like a more glam kind of look. But then it's nice to have the lightness and the feathery feel of the blend brush. So I am just working that contour and I'm kind of pulling it up and getting that right under, and just see, even, I know obviously it's not blended, but I just really feel like as soon as you start to put some of the contour back in, you just really start to feel like your face comes back to life a little bit. And so I just am doing this around my hairline. And this Buffy brush, well, I think it's just called the Buff brush now. I'm gonna have a hard time not always calling it Buffy. But this brush is really good. You can almost just you almost can blend with it. Oh my God, I forgot about supervision this morning. Are you surprised? Good God. Natalie, if you don't text me, I was awake too and totally could have done it. I just forgot. Dang, I'm the worst. He's gonna hate me. Does he hate me? You should have texted me. Just kidding, you're not my keeper. You shouldn't have to text me. Oh God. Anyways, you just get some life back with the contour. And so I am using now back to the blend brush, the small end, to contour my nose. And I love this brush for nose contours. Something about the fact that the bristles are kind of short, I think you have more control over it. And so I just kind of wiggle it back and forth, and then I kind of want to bring it in. I have a pretty bulbous nose, so I kind of try and bring it this way just to kind of slim down that little tip. Then I'll text you next time. I was running late. Gosh, I know. I even have it on my calendar. I must have turned the notifications for my calendar off. What's the point of having a calendar if you don't get notifications about the calendar or check the calendar? Is probably a better question. You guys, I can barely keep my head on straight. Sheesh. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of continue on with just mainly focusing on these two brushes. So I went to grab my blush and bronzer because it's just such a go-to for like every day, all the time. But let me show you guys how I can use this to apply my Bella bronzer. And actually, you know, as you start to get more pale, the light application of the blend brush is great for just throwing on a little bit of bronzer. So if you don't want to be like super bronzed, but you want a little bit of warmth, oops, I just whacked my eyebrow with it. It's all good. This will kind of do that. Hey, Mom. And so I'm just using the feathery end of this brush. And just as a general rule of thumb, the looser the bristles are packed, so this one's real kind of fluffy and loose, the lighter the coverage versus with this buff brush, you can see it's very dense. And so you're always going to get more full coverage with a denser brush. But do you guys see how this is like warming it up, and then it's also kind of starting to blend the contour like so. There we go. Okay. Then you can flip back to the little side to do the brightening of the bridge of your nose, and just kind of make sure you bring some brightness back to the center of your forehead. If you lose a bit of that with your blending, which can happen, just kind of put that right back. And then my nose looks a little crooked, but it's okay. We're just gonna soften those lines up like that. Nice. There we go. Cool. Okay, so for blush, I want to show you guys nude. So I used, and I told you guys I didn't organize my palette or anything today, but y'all know you can pop everything into your one palette that you want. I feel like I'm always swapping in and out, so sometimes they get dispersed. So this is nude. And so nude is similar to plum. Let me guys show you, because I do get that question quite often. Plum, like the name tells, is definitely more purple than nude. So here's plum and here's nude. So you can see they're very similar, but plum is a little more purpley and definitely a titch darker than nude. Nude, I don't have a favorite actually. I like them both. So nude does look really beautiful on everybody, but I think that plum does too. So I hate to even say that. So I'm just gonna tap some of this right above that contour. I'm just kind of patting it in. And then again, you can switch to your fluffy end and blend that together. Just kind of blend it around on your apples of your cheeks and kind of focusing your blending on up. So we don't ever want to pull anything down, because the whole point of this is to give you some lift. And so I then like to come back, sheesh. I like to come back pretty often and kind of clean up a little bit. And I don't know, y'all, I probably say this more than I should, but I don't know why, but I just always think this half of my face looks better for whatever reason. Like, it's a lot cleaner versus over here. For some reason it is not. So I do kind of always like to come back and just, sometimes I think I get a little bit too high over here. And then, thanks Mom. I always kind of come back and do that little swoosh motion. And I might have gotten a little bit of that mixed in, but I just feel like that really kind of helps to bring the lift back. And so I'll just kind of clean it up along there. And then I always reassess. So I'm constantly looking, because since this is cream and cream helps your skin breathe, which is a good thing, you are going to get a little bit of absorption of the makeup. And so I'm constantly going back and kind of reassessing and saying, okay, do I feel like I need more blush? Do I need more contour? And so sometimes at the end, I might go back and I might just put a little more contour like so, just because you don't want to lose it, right? You want it to still be a little bit present. And so I'll just add a little bit back. And because these brushes are so good at just not overdoing anything, you don't have to worry about it getting too heavy or anything. It's hardly, unless you're like digging into the cream, if you're just every time you go into it very lightly touching, you're not going to get too much. Okay, so I need to do my brows next. And you guys, if you watched yesterday, I took a screenshot after I had done one brow and not the other to show the difference, and holy Toledo, it like was crazy. So I'm gonna do it again just because it was kind of fun. So I've been using Basic and Trust combined and the line brush, which I always use for brows. And I was talking last night about how it's kind of important. You sort of almost want to stamp it. The darkest points of your brows should be the inside right here and the peak. So you can find the inside by taking your brush and going straight up like that. So see how I kind of stamped that right where it should start. Then tip it out and go straight through your pupil. And that's where you want the arch to be. So when I go back into my color the second time, I do put my brush down right there, and that kind of helps me know where I want the arch to be. And then nose to outer eye, that's where you want it to end. So see how my hair gets real sparse? So I want to make sure that I take it out to about there. This is just mechanics, guys. It doesn't really matter. When I start learning these things, I like to pass it on to you guys in case you do want to know kind of the specifics of, in an ideal world, how your brows are supposed to look. And so then I kind of put those darkest spots where they're supposed to be, and then you can kind of just fan it out. So like just blend the shadows between from here to there and there to there, and that will just kind of give you a nice natural looking progression of your colors. And then of course, do the spoolie to kind of blend it all together. Thank you, Savannah. It's like the weirdest weather down here right now. The high is like 70. It's like 60 something right now. So it feels great in the sun, like great. I have no idea what it's going to feel like if we're in the shade and if there's any bit of breeze. So, sweater, jacket weather. But Granny always takes a jacket everywhere because I don't like to be cold. Okay. So let me do the brow wax on this brow too, and then then you can see the difference. Okay, so take the spoolie in and just kind of work it into the wax. You can see it kind of picks it up, and then you're just gonna flip it or fan it up and over. Then you can just kind of get it where you want it, and then stop and let it almost like sets. And you guys, your brows are not gonna be like cakey and weird, okay? It's just gonna help them hold into place. Because I don't know about you guys, but like if I brush my hair, or if I take my shirt off, my brows used to get like all jacked up. So it's kind of nice to have something that's gonna help them stick. So let's do the same thing over here. So I'm stamping first, kind of right where I want it to start. You can kind of start to work it up, but then the next time I go into my brush, I go right, and look at that. Like, this is what I'm talking about my jacked up brows. Why is it so dark here and so dark here, and then where it's supposed to be the darkest, it's the lightest? This is the problem with this side of my face. So I'm gonna kind of be purposeful about filling in right there, okay? And then we want it to finish off down here. Okay, so now we're just gonna fill it in the in-between. I'm doing little baby strokes, like that, and then eventually sometimes I'll kind of, you saw me like pull it over. And I sort of like to sometimes work the hair on this side backwards. It's just I don't know, I have like figured out that it works better. So like, see how it looks all crazy? I think that actually helps get the shadow like on my skin a little bit versus just on my hair. And so then it stays a little bit better. If I ever did, I need to do my brows a couple times before my videos so that you guys can truly see how fast this is. Because if it weren't for these stupid eyebrows, I would be done with this always in like less than 10 minutes. All right, so some more wax, and then we're just gonna fan that up and over And there we go. Alrighty, let me do eyeshadow real quick. Let me see. Like I said, did I just get my sleeve in that? No, that would have been aggravating. Okay, so Cupcake first. This is just a super light cream. Really good as a base. Dude, the brow wax, Natalie, yes you do. Really good as a base. I'm just fluffing that all over. And I want to show you guys something different today. Because like I said, I'm always trying to make sure I branch out. So we have cream eyeshadows. Did you guys know? Probably not, because I'm terrible at forgetting to show them. So I'm gonna show them to y'all today. This is Spice, no, this is Tangled. And you can totally put it on with your finger. But I'm gonna use a brush. I'm gonna show you which brush I like to use for it. But before I even do that, I also wanna show you guys Rome. So Rome is this shade right here. It's darker than what I just used, but it's still shimmery. So it's a very pretty base also. Oh, look, there I am. Inception. That's funny. Okay, so I just tap it in there, and I'm just gonna put this on my lid. And like, this isn't gonna be, you can see it kind of shimmering up my lid, but nothing too intense. Also, how gorgeous is this palette of colors? And that's not even all of them, because I've got shadows dispersed in other compacts. Okay. Lips are dry, per always. Okay, so I just did a little bit of that. Now, I'm gonna switch brushes and grab my, this is called the smudge brush now. It was the blend and tap. So this is actually the first eyeshadow brush I had, or I got, and it has a domed end and kind of a paneled side. Great for nose contouring too. So I'm gonna take it with my, what did I say this was called? Tangled cream. And I'm gonna put that, this is pretty new, so I kind of dug into it pretty good just to get it started. And I'm gonna put that right in this inner corner. A lot of artists love using this as a base. They say it makes their eyeshadows stick better because it's got because it's a cream. And so this is just giving you a little extra shimmer right under the brow and in that inner corner of your eyes. And I'm probably gonna come back to this once I do the rest to make sure that everything stays nice and bright. Okay, so next let me do, sorry, I'm gonna be on, there we go. Bubba. So you guys can tell Bubba is well loved for me. It's one of my favorites. And so I'm just gonna pick some of it up, and we're gonna go pretty high. So all the way up to where I put that Tangled with Bubba. And this is like a warm, I always call it, it's like, to me, it looks like the color of if you get one of those fancy coffees, I think like a cappuccino, you know, where they can draw the like heart or whatever in the top, or the leaf in the top. That's the color of brown it looks like to me. And so I'm just working that up there. Cool. All right, if you guys have been an OG follower of mine since I started this journey last fall, you know that some of my favorite gold shimmers are Gold Digger and Bright Eyes. So that's kind of up in this corner. So this is Gold Digger and this is Bright Eyes. So you can see they're pretty similar. This one, I can only describe it as like a chunkier gold than this one, and Bright Eyes is maybe slightly more bronzy for what it's worth. So I'm gonna take, let's do Gold Digger, which, how fun is that name? And I'm back to my blend and tap, or my smudge brush, and I'm just gonna kind of work that right along here and up some. So again, going back to that whole nugget about denser bristles, this smudge brush is more dense than the eyeshadow everything, so you're gonna get more pigmentation. So I like to use it if I really want the shimmer to show up and I don't want to use my finger. So I'm just kind of working that. So that's on like the outer 2/3 of my lid. Let's do it over here. And you can almost just like pat it around. Okay. I'm really wanting to use Zion next, but I use Zion all the time. Maybe there's a reason, but I think Zion would look really nice with this. So let's just do it. Let's just do it, ladies, even if you're tired of me using Zion. Hi, Penny. Hey, Anne-Marie. Okay, so Zion, my old go-to. Sorry for being very basic with my shadow usage, LOL. I love this color. So tiny little brush. It's gonna be the deep color, and I'm gonna mix it with a brown. So I'm just gonna put a little bit. I'm not even gonna mess with blending it yet, but I'm just gonna put a little bit out here. And then I wanna mix it with a brown. And let's do, I think I got Cocoa new. I haven't tried it yet. So let's do Cocoa. Cocoa's a warm brown. Cocoa, this, God, is it just me? I just love the look of a fresh tin. I mean, I hate to even mess it up, but that would just be silly. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit of that cocoa right there with it. Anne-Marie, it's nice to see you. I hope you're having a good Saturday so far. So I'm just kind of layering that. Okay, and then here's where the magic happens. I'm not into I don't really watch the Cooking Network, but what's that guy that like, doesn't he do like a Shazam or something? I feel like that's what, I need that sound effect before I blend. Ooh, yeah. Okay, tapping, just gently fluffing. There we go. I'm liking this. What do we think? Gold Digger. Bubba. Oh no, bad stick neck. God, I can't talk. That stinks. I'm sorry. Ugh. Okay, let's go back before we finish. And I'm just kind of wiping this on my arm because I'm going to go back to that lightest color. Or I guess I can just use this domed in. So let's go back to that light cream because do you see how it sort of starts to get a little muddled right in here? So I want that to stay super bright. Hello? Bess, where are you barking at? All right, well, I don't know what she was barking at, but she rarely barks, so if she does, I feel like I need to go check. All right, we're back. I didn't get robbed yet. Okay, anyway. Do we see how this looks a little bit? It's kind of like you're losing a little bit of the brightness, so I want to make sure I add that back. So I'm just grabbing some more of my Tangled, and I'm just going to put it right back. Just a little bit. Love it. So that's just keeping it nice and bright in the inner corners with a little shimmer, like so. And then I'm going to take a touch of that. Sorry, y'all. This is long again. I just love doing this. Zion right there, like that. Okay. All right. Now all I need to do is my mascara and lips. And mascara is like brows. It always, I feel like, takes the longest. Even if I'm not talking. Like if I was gonna do that eyeshadow and not be talking about it, I could throw that ish on there in like 2 minutes, max. But then you guys wouldn't learn anything. Shit, that's twice I've done that. Ta-da. Okay. I wonder what she was barking at. That's so bizarre. What's everybody doing today? There's no UNC football game for us to watch, which is really, I don't know, my expectations versus reality for today. I was very much expecting to watch that. Well. Okay, there we go. nice. All right, final touches. Let's do lips real fast. Real fast. Thanks guys that have hung with me. Like I said, I usually try and keep my videos shorter, but I've just been having a lot of fun the last couple of days playing with some of these new colors and doing a little more teaching, like about the brow shape. Thanks, Laura. So I'm lining here just with my contour, and then you can just kind of tap it to soften it. Weird voice, not necessary. And then I'm gonna do the same thing, nude. Love a good nasal drip. God, my allergies are awful. Okay. Nude. Okay, then we're gonna go back with our magic eraser. Our magic eraser is our, hi Julie, thank you. Our magic eraser is our main highlight color. So see how I jacked it up over here? You could wipe it first. And this is where you're glad that you're not using one of those crazy lip stains that like literally you can't get off for 12 hours. Also, those puppies dehydrate your lips so bad. Yeah, so there we go, magic eraser. I just took my main highlight color and just fixed that up. Then final step is, where is my illuminator? Don't forget the illuminator, you guys. I say that as I dig through looking for it. There we go. So this one is, yes, this is my perfume. I could have just smelled it. So this is mascara number 3, which is now Saint number 3, which is also rose gold illuminator and a perfume. So I just rub it on my finger. I tap, tap, tap on the high points of my face. Tap, 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 tap. And then this is giving you not only some shimmery, but a really nice smell. Like a soft, subtle scent. And if you're wearing a shirt and your collarbones show and you're feeling saucy, you can put some illuminator on your collarbone. You can put illuminator on it, but especially the perfume I like putting on my collarbone. All right, gals, that is it for today. Thank you guys for hanging with me. This was a long one, but like last night too, but sometimes I just get really into talking about it. So let me know if y'all need any, ideas for people for Christmas gifts, or if you think you might need some new winter colors or anything like that. And you guys know I'm here and happy to help, and clearly love talking about this makeup. So let me know if I can be of any assistance, and I hope everybody has a beautiful, wonderful, lovely Saturday, and I will see you guys next time.